Hello, everybody. It's Shep here, and we are going live again on Customer Service Week. And very excited. We're starting just a few minutes early here, just a couple of minutes, a minute or two. We're waiting for James Dodkins to join us. He has been my co-host for these programs, and we're just kind of hanging out, waiting for folks. And everybody see him? Great. And it looks like everything seems to be working. The only one that's missing is my buddy James. James, where are you? He'll be here. He's a rock star, and usually what happens is rock stars, even though the concert starts at a certain time, they always make you wait, which is kind of cool, kind of exciting. So let's see who's joining us here. If anybody's out there, give us a little shout out. I see we have people joining us from all over, and live viewer comments show up. This is great. And not seeing anything. Here comes James. Hey, James.
Sorry,
James, can you hear me?
I can. Sorry, I'm like 1 second late.
You're a rock star. Hey, and there is Tanisha Jones. Ha. Jay Nathan. Hey, nice guitars. His or mine? I think his are looking okay. So you got some nice guitars in your background, but you haven't seen the guitars I have in my home.
Show me.
Oh, well, we'll have to go home for me to show it to you. And hello, Tanisha from
sounds like an excuse.
Trinidad and Tobago. We've got great clients down in Trinidad and Tobago. And hello, Julia. David is here from Dallas. So they're all coming in. Dozens and dozens of people flying in live. This is great. How you been the last couple of days? You look tired. Has it been a rough customer service holiday for you?
Thanks, Chef. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. So now I'm concerned about my
No, I'm just kidding you, man.
I've already taken it personally. There's nothing.
Trying to make idle conversation here. So what have you heard? Any clients connected with you during this week? We had CX Day on Tuesday, I believe. You and I were both speaking in Finland virtually. Yep. But what have you heard going on this week? Anything happening?
There's been loads of events all over the place, loads of discussion. I think probably the biggest part of it is around the discussion that it's made happen. Because, of course, people attend the events on CX Day. We spoke at the Finland one. I then spoke at a Turkish one, not in Turkish, unfortunately. I tried, but didn't.
It's fun, isn't it?
What, trying to speak Turkish?
No, just traveling all over the world without having to use frequent flyer miles or get frequent flyer miles for that.
There should be some sort of like online version of frequent flyer miles.
No, because here's the thing. I'm going to mention my airline, American Airlines. That's got to be worth a couple of thousand points right there, just for mentioning them on a live stream. So
I agree.
Who's your airline of choice? By the way, I see Mitch, who I met at the CX conference in Singapore back in 2015. Hello, Mitch, coming to us all the way from the Philippines. And we've got Stephen from London, Ontario, which is up north of us. I saw London, I thought somewhere near you, but London, Ontario is like, hockey
the other London.
Yep. So, Stephen, I hope you enjoy. I'm wearing my St. Louis Blues logo today. And as I was walking out of my car today, I play hockey on Friday mornings. And then in a moment, we'll get back into the customer service experience thing. I play hockey every Friday morning with a group of guys. I'm walking out, and Robert Bartuzzo, who is a defenseman for the St. Louis Blues National Hockey League, Stanley Cup champion, he lives in my building. And as he's walking out, he goes, "Hey, man," I go, "Hey, look at me." And I'm all sweaty. I've got my, you can tell I just came from the rink. They won't allow us to shower at the rink, apparently. It's COVID-19, worried that we'll pick up some kind of and I appreciate it. Let's take safety to the highest level. I'm not ridiculing that. Anyway, he looks at me, he goes, "What's up?" I said, "Dude, this is you in like 20 or 25 years. Friday morning hockey with a bunch of old guys." And he was going off to practice with his other professional hockey player buddies. Anyway, so I digress.
Yeah, you have airline of choice. Actually, before I get into that,
what's your airline of choice?
Bertrand is saying in the comments, because I've realised I can see the comments now, Slayer team. Yeah, but this is Slayer of bad CX.
Yeah. Slayer of Bad CX. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm pulling it up on my phone here. If I can find this. Slayer of Bad CX. I think I may have showed you this before.
Maybe.
Let's see if I can hold it up so everybody.
That's you got. So for the people who don't know,
tell everybody who that is.
That's Kerry King, the guitarist of Slayer. That's Shep with him. I mean, to be fair, that could have been Rob Halford. And
it was Slayer. It was Kerry.
No, I mean the person that you're saying is you. Could have been Rob.
Oh, it could have been Bruce Willis.
It could have been. I think you just stole it off of Google. But yeah, so Shep likes to remind me of that all the time, that I'm lame and don't have any cool friends.
You know, it was a great story. If we have time, we'll tell. Back to the airlines. I want to know what your airline of choice is.
So for me, my favorite airline is Emirates Airline.
Why? Because this is a customer service story.
So
waiting to happen.
Just even their economy, because I'm not as fancy as you, Shep. I fly economy most of the time. But even their economy or coach.
Negotiate with the client next time.
Mate, the fact that they're willing to pay me in the first place is enough for me. I'm like, right, okay, yeah, I'm yours. But no, I'll get some tips off you. I'll be like, actually, I'm going to pass you on to my chief negotiator now, Mr. Shep Hyken, and I'll pass it on to you. You can negotiate for me. But even their economy is better than a lot of airlines' business class, down to the little touches. They've made the airline itself inside very opulent, very nice, very comfortable. You never end up flying on an old plane, or if you do, you don't know it because they redeck them enough. Yep. They come round with, you know, the little napkin, the things that you wipe your face with. What are they? You know,
it's a wet cloth.
Like a wet towel.
Yeah,
However,
wet towel.
It's not a standard wet towel. It is scented with jasmine and ylang ylang and other exotic.
That's what experience is about. And by the way, I think this is a great example. It doesn't. My friend Kim Tucci, the late great Kim Tucci, one of my mentors and man I love like an older brother. He used to say it doesn't take much more to go first class, and he was not talking about money per se. He was talking about money. He was talking about a little tiny bit more effort or money allows you to be first class. And you know, how hard is it? You're going to go on a long international flight on Emirates, and they're going to give you a wet towel, scented. Not a big deal, a small little upgrade, if you will. But you know what? Now you're talking about it, and you're sharing it with everybody. My friend Ricardo, who's living in Germany, originally from Israel, he's saying he loves Lufthansa. That's a nice airline as well. Yeah. I actually have the little. They have these little. I guess they're little homes and houses. You create a little village from the, I guess, little drinks that they serve, and I started collecting those.
That's cool.
But anyway, back to what else did they give you? What were the other little?
Ricardo's also saying in another comment that we should say something about Eddie Van Halen. We already did that, man. That already happened.
Yeah, that was Wednesday, man. May he rest in peace. Yeah, he's worth talking about again.
Yeah, rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. Legend, absolute legend, going to go down in history. One of the greats. No, even when he was alive, one of the greats. Yep. So actually, I've got a friend that lives out in America, and for his birthday, I got him a signed photo of Eddie Van Halen because it's his favorite guitar player of all time. So he's heartbroken right now. He's crying in a little corner still. But yeah,
so back to the airline. The tip, the towel, not that expensive. You're still talking about it.
Yeah, even little things. I mean, this is a little bit more expensive. Their entertainment systems are better than most. The amount of time I've got films on my phone of entertainment systems that don't work. So I get my phone out and I video it. Tap, nothing happens. Tap, nothing happens. Swipe, nothing happens. Tap, all the other things then happen at once, and it just. Their entertainment systems are top class. Not only can you do the touchscreen thing, but you've got a little controller that comes out, and it's not the nasty, horrible controllers, the grey ones that have got the
long cord that you got to pull out and it gets stuck. Yeah. Right. No, and so let me just say, Jan Carlson, the former president of Scandinavian Airlines, came up with an idea called the moment of truth. Anytime a customer comes into contact with any aspect of a business, they form an impression. And he talked about all these little moments of truth. Now, most of them are people to people. But then he said, you know, there are there are operational moments of truth. This goes to the customer service and experience. If the tray table doesn't work, if it's broken when you pull it down, perhaps the passenger's going to think, oh my gosh, what's going to happen when the landing gear goes down? Okay, think about it. When your electronic entertainment system doesn't work, does the radio that the captain's using to communicate back to Earth, does that work? So keep in mind that, you know, when you're in a restaurant and you see a dirty, you know, a dirty towel laying on the floor in the bathroom, you've got to wonder, what's the kitchen like? You know, so things that you don't think impact the customer's experience absolutely do. Detail is no detail. That's the big lesson here.
That is true. So Jan Carlson, absolute legend in the moment of truth game. I mean, Shep, you are also a legend in the moment of truth game. I think the original guy, if I'm not mistaken, was a guy called Richard Norman that coined the term moments of truth. And
was
I'm
he
not
Procter
sure
and Gamble?
Say it again.
Was he with Procter and Gamble?
I don't know. I'm stretching myself. Oh, you're not impressed that I kind of knew some sort of history about this. The way that Jan Carlson talks about moments of truth, a lot of people don't actually talk about moments of truth that way anymore. Nowadays, people say, well, a moment of truth is, you know, the big make or break moment in an experience.
Right.
Whereas the Jan Carlson way is, no, every single interaction is a moment of truth.
A little smile as you walk by, the flight attendant smiles at you, small interaction, they add up to be big. And think about if this is a great experiment or an exercise for all the people who are watching and listening here, wouldn't it be cool if we did this exercise and we journey mapped and we took every moment of truth along the way? It's real easy to spot interactions, okay? But every moment of truth along the way is, you know, gosh, it could be a customer comes into our store and we probably didn't think about it, but they've got to use the restroom. Major moment of truth. Easy to find. And then once they get there, is it clean? You know, I know that I used to work in the service station business, gas stations. I used to say, I'm in the oil business. Yeah, it meant I pumped gas is what it meant. And we had a little card on the inside of the door. I see this in a lot of restaurants and different places where we had to initial and put the time that we went in and we cleaned the bathroom. And it was expected that every hour to 2 hours, we would go in there and just make sure things were properly stocked. It was clean, that it hadn't gone too bad. So, hey, I have a surprise for you. Do you know what it is?
No.
We have a celebrity guest. A celebrity guest is coming on. So we've already talked about like little touches. We talked about the airlines. We talked about moments of truth and moments of truth, those little interactions that count. I now want to bring a guy on. You're going to know this guy. You love this guy, ladies and gentlemen. One of our colleagues in the customer service and experience world. Here he is, Jeff Toyster. Hello,
hey,
Jeff.
How you doing?
Everybody? Yeah, this is great. You guys know each other, don't you?
Yeah, we've never met before, but I'm fairly well, I know of you, Jeff. You may never have heard of me. I don't know, but I definitely know who you are.
It's a small world. So James has met my wife, Sally. They were part of a, hopefully I get this right, part of a process improvement conference. You were judging awards. Did I get that right? Yeah. So it's a small world that we live in.
Yeah.
Did you fly Emirates to get to that conference?
No, I wish. Who did I fly? I flew Virgin, actually, which is my second favorite airline.
Okay, and so the reason I want to know about airlines is everybody can relate to an airline. And so what did you like about Virgin? Tell me about that. And Jeff, then I'm going to go to you. I want everybody to know who you are, and I want to know what your favorite airline and why.
Sounds good. Just let me know when we're live.
We're live.
Okay, just give me a signal.
Okay, you're live right now. It's happening. James, why do you love Virgin?
Because they give you little ice creams.
The ice creams. I love, and I've been on Virgin. You're right. They give you the ice creams. So isn't it amazing? Towels from Emirates, paper or wet towels scented with jasmine and ylang ylang or whatever it was, and ice cream on Virgin Airlines. I flew Virgin Virgin Australia, actually, which I've flown Virgin from here to London and London on to other parts of the world. But I had an incredible flight on Australian Virgin Airlines where I got up to go to the bathroom. And when I came back, my bed was made up. And I was like, whoa, that like took 2 minutes for them to do. How did they do it so fast? And then I started noticing they're like stealth-like, like ninja-like. They would run through the aisles with the pillows and the blankets and the food, and the way they were just moving around, it was like, whoa, they're blowing me away. These people were working hard to make sure that their passengers, or guests, if you will, were being so well taken care of. Not just where I was sitting. I mean, I was very lucky and fortunate that the client said, hey, you're going to be on like a 16-hour flight. We're going to give you a nice upgrade. But in the back, they were taking care of them as well. So good call on Virgin. Jeff, tell them very quickly, what is Toyster Solutions and what is your favorite airline and why?
Oh, wow. That's a lot. So I focus on service culture, how to get your employees obsessed with service. My favorite airline, hands down, is Alaska Airlines. I'm based in San Diego, so I'm fortunate that they go a lot of the places that I go. And they do a couple of things really well, better than their peers. They get you to where it says on the ticket at the time it says you'll get there. And I know towels and ice cream are important. I get those too, but that's really important to me. They're also nice. There's not a lot of just nice. And so I know that seems basic, but if you've flown, you know you don't get that a lot.
Yeah, you know, Alaska Airlines, great airline. And you know who bought Alaska Airlines? Or who did Alaska Airlines buy?
They bought Virgin.
Bingo. Ding, ding, ding. That is the correct answer. Thanks for playing the game. So, you know, so nice. Let's talk about nice for just a moment. I've got a new book coming out next September. You're going to have to wait almost a year to get it. And one of the chapters is the shortest customer service speech in the world. So I'm asked to be the closing speaker. And time is ticking and ticking. I'm supposed to be on. I have a 40-minute speech to do. I'm the last speaker of the day. The two speakers before me went long. This speaker is going even longer. And the executive comes over and says, we really need to end on time. And I go, well, what time are you going to get me on? He goes, I hope soon. I got on with 3 minutes before the end of the conference. So I said to the audience, I said, you know, I originally had 40 minutes. Now I had 3. You're about to hear the shortest customer service speech in the world. As a matter of fact, it's not 3 minutes. It's not 2 minutes. It's actually 2 seconds. Are you ready? Be nice. And I walked off. Then I came right back on.
Under
I said,
applause,
I'm just kidding.
right? Under applause.
I think people are like, what did he just do? And I came on, I said, you know, it's very fundamental. That isn't that what our customers expect? And being nice. I mean, I've written a number of books on customer service and experience. James has one, Your Culture book. It's all about how you treat people. And at the end of the day, one word to describe it is just nice. Be nice. That's what Alaska Airlines does. Virgin, they're very nice. They have the ice cream. Our friends over at Emirates, phenomenal. I'm an American Airlines guy. I love the way they treat me. I mean, I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri, not a lot of choices, but you know what? The people know me at the airline, and you know, it's like Cheers. You want to go where everybody knows your name, right?
That's key.
So,
they do know you.
Yeah, all right.
It's interesting when you're, especially with airlines, and you have to ask somebody for something or you have to ask a question, and they act like you're an inconvenience to what they're trying to do, like the customer's getting in the way of their real work, and you're like, "What?
I know
real work."
I know it's got to be better than that. So, so hey, I made a promise to you, James, on Wednesday. Do you remember what that promise was?
Was it the magic trick?
Yeah. So
if you don't, I love magic, man. Seriously, I'm like a little child when it comes to magic. On my 30th birthday, my wife threw me a surprise birthday party, which was really cool. But she hired me a magician. I ignored all of my friends and family and just followed that dude around all night, just like, I love magic. So this is a big deal for me, man. Right.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I guess I could do it now, or I'm going to wait. I'm going to make everybody, I'm going to hold out. We'll do it about 3 or 4 minutes from now, no later than half past the hour. but I promise you this will be a trick that hopefully you'll remember forever and ever, a magic trick. So I talk about this whole moment of truth thing could be a moment of misery if it's bad, a moment of mediocrity if it's average or okay, and a moment of magic if it's great. And it's just a little better than average. That's what a moment of magic is, a little better than average. Sometimes it's really amazing, over the top. But
so your trick is a little better than average? Is that what you're saying?
I think this trick's a little better than average, but I think this is one of the greatest magic tricks I've learned to do over the years. And we're gonna do a card trick. It's gonna be great. It's not an easy trick like, hey, make the card disappear and come back. No, it's gonna be much better than that. Yeah. So magic has been my hobby. Playing guitar has been my hobby, and I've managed to sneak a little magic in once in a while. So Jeff, culture. Let's talk about that for a quick sec, because really Customer Service Week is a celebration of all of the employees that take care of customers. Yes?
It is. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little conflicted by Customer Service Week, quite frankly. And on one hand, it's like, why is it just 1 week?
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's important to take time to step back and do something a little different, a little special. We react to novelty and to celebrate all the things, as you said, Shep, that employees are doing. So I'm conflicted because I think it's good. Just don't make it the only week that you focus on customers.
It should be customer service year after year. Yeah. So
and cultures, you asked about culture. Culture's kind of the same way. I think I see a lot of companies struggle with culture because they look at culture initiatives as, well, we're doing culture this week or this month. Culture's how you do business. It's how people think, how they
think what it is feel. Emphasize it for this month. You emphasize it for this week, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine. But you're right. It's Customer Service Week should be Customer Service all the time week. Every week's Customer Service Week. James, you had a good line.
You guys need to do these live broadcasts every week.
If you know what, if as long as COVID keeps us from traveling, we could do them every freaking day. And I hope we get back to normal sooner than later, where we're back on stages in front of thousands of people. James, you had a good Customer Service Week line that I mean, Jeff may have summed it up, but you had a line on Monday when we first started.
I don't remember what that was.
Okay. It was very similar to what James said. Hey, I'm excited. You know why I'm excited right now? Not because we're going to do the trick, but are you ready for this? Stan Phelps. Here it is. Stan Phelps. My buddy Stan. Culture and customer service is not a campaign. It's a commitment. Ooh. Oh, Stan, you are so right. You are so right. Stan is one of my buddies. We haven't, I always call him 9-inch nails, but it's 9-inch marketing. Hey, and I'll tell you another reason I'm excited. Are you ready for this? Another celebrity guest appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dan Gingus is back.
What's up, people?
Hey, Dan.
All right. How you doing,
I need
gentlemen?
an old friend to go with you hairy guys.
That's right. Now you've evened up the playing field a little bit.
Yeah. So, Dan, welcome back to Customer Service Week, noonday. It's noon here in St. Louis, or just past noon, and New York's a little past 1. West Coast is a little past 10. They're just getting up now, those cool, laid-back people. Jeff, you look like you had to get up early to get here by 10 o'clock.
I did. I got my coffee going.
I still got mine going, too, and it's 12:20.
It's
James,
12.
you got your whiskey going?
Soon, man, soon.
This looks like water. It's actually just vodka. So
there you go. He's a rock star, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rock star.
Got to get through it somehow.
So let's talk about this. Culture and customer service are not campaigns. They're not themes. They're commitments. You know, I always say customer service is not a department. It's a philosophy. It's part of the culture. What are your thoughts on that, boys?
It's true. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for agreeing.
Yes. Next question.
Jeff, since you're the culture guy. Yeah. Thanks.
I think it's 100% true. The analogy I use is, you know, in my neighborhood, there's a little lake with a nice path around it. And every first week in January, it is packed with people. Like, you can't move. Everybody's out running and jogging. And this is the year.
New Year's resolutions.
You come back 3 weeks later and it's empty. And to me, that's culture, right? If I say we're going to have great culture. That doesn't really mean anything. What are you doing next month? What are you doing 6 months down the road? What are you doing next year? Are you still working at it? Those are the organizations that we admire because they work at it every single day. It's not a one and done thing. So that truly is the difference.
Well, I like that.
That reminds me of an analogy that I wrote in my very first book, Foundations for Customer Centricity, that was published in 2014. Yes, I was around back then.
A great book.
Thank you. You, Shep, actually wrote me a nice little testimonial for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yes, I've been around more than people are like, James, you've come out of nowhere. No, I've been slogging away at this for years. But anyway. Right,
it took you 7 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. But so some people collect fish. Okay,
like Stan Phelps collects fish, goldfish specifically.
There you go. Well, there's specific types of fish that are like really expensive. They're Japanese koi. They're a type of carp. You might have seen them. They're like really like cool colors, mostly orange. Some are like marbled with white and black. They look really cool, but they're very expensive. Now, you could travel all the way to Japan. You could find the best koi breeder in Japan. You could buy the biggest, best koi with the best fish lineage and royal fish blood. And you get that fish, you put it in a temperature controlled box. You feed it all the fancy non-GMO vegan fish food you can, bring it back to where you live. But if you then throw it into salt water, it's going to die. It doesn't matter how well your customer experience is designed. It doesn't matter how well your processes are designed. If the water they're in isn't conducive to their success, they're going to fail. The water, in case you couldn't tell, is your culture. That's the culture. So you reminded me of that, man. Thank you. I'd forgotten about that completely.
Wow.
It's a nice
Dan, it's your turn to
there,
weigh in on the culture question here.
So, I look at this culture thing, or even a customer experience, employee experience, all of it. I don't know why, as I heard you guys saying earlier, I don't know why we have to talk about it so often as being something that is got to be there every day. I mean, we don't say, for example, that our technology department should only be there for one project at a time, or one project. We don't say that finance, today's happy finance day, and tomorrow we can stop worrying about all of our numbers. Our marketing department never goes away. But yet for customer experience, it seems like with a lot of companies still, it's a series of projects that have a beginning and an end versus a part of the organization that is there permanently, as you like to say, not a department, but a philosophy and part of the culture. So I do think that's the biggest difference between the companies that get it and the companies that don't. And ultimately, the ones that don't have CX built in, and then by definition EX as well, built into the culture, are the ones that are going to have A, had a lot of trouble when we had a crisis breakout, and B, are going to have a lot of trouble when we go back to normal, because there's no question that customer expectations require it today.
Yep. Very good. Very good. Hey, should we have some fun? Because I promised before you came on here, I promised we were going to have some fun. Look at James is getting excited. I promise, and I actually on Wednesday we talked about it. So earlier in the week on Monday when we did our first live stream of the week, James and I were talking about guitar, and we came up with like a question. I believe customer service is simple, not easy. Customer experience, simple, not easy. And I said, let's simplify something. What's like he's a guitar guy, simplest song, simplest lyrics that you can think of. And we brainstormed for a moment, and I picked up my guitar and I played dun, 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 tequila. Okay. Easy lyrics to remember. And I said, challenge, James, on Wednesday, you're playing guitar and you're going to come up with the most simplistic, set of notes. And it was Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. Everybody knows it. Bum, 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 right? And then we started talking, and afterwards he goes, you got to do a magic trick for everyone. So, but before I do that, let's see who we've got here. I just want to put this up on the screen for a quick sec. I don't believe in culture anymore. I rather call it community responsibility. I like it. I like it a lot. I wouldn't even attempt to try to pronounce that name, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. That's Konstantinos? Konstantinu. Wow. I don't know if that's a first name and a last name or two different ways of saying the first name, but no matter what, that's a great line. Culture is more about a community responsibility, and the community is right there in your own backyard at your company. All right, let's do this card trick. So the first thing is I'm going to need some people to help me out, and let me get my friends back up.
Can I help?
You want to help? Okay. Now, and that's fine. I don't mind you helping. I just don't. I want everybody to know this is not. I don't know how you can do this on. Let me get my phone up here.
So yeah, can someone else. Fine. I'll just spectate.
No. It's fine. I'm going to pull up my phone here in a moment, and let's shuffle a deck of cards. And James, if you want, you can say stop at any time.
Stop.
Do you want, and I shouldn't look. I shouldn't look. Let's do a different card because I shouldn't look. I saw that was the 8 of hearts. And chances are you're going to say, I knew what the card is. But every card is different. I'll hold them up so they can see. And as I run through here, I'm going to have my eyes closed and just say stop.
Stop.
There. Can you see the card?
Yes.
Do I need to move it anywhere? Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay, good. I don't care what it is at this point. Doesn't matter. Do you like that card or you want a different card? Because I'll give you a chance to pick a different card. Okay, great. I sure hope this writes. This works. It might work. Was it a black card?
It was.
Was it a? It's a fairly low card.
It is fairly low.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to guess the card. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do different is we're going to. This is. I guess my screen might be a little bright there. I'm going to use my phone. We're going to dial a phone number. I'm going to start with the area code, an East Coast area code. Dan, give me an East Coast area code.
212.
212. That's a New York number. Very good. Jeff, give me a couple of numbers. Quick.
35.
What is it?
35.
35. And James, you want to give me a couple of numbers?
666.
Oh, wow. That's a little cryptic. How many numbers? We need 2 more numbers. I'll just add a couple of numbers here. And let's see what happens. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to turn on speaker so you can hear this, I hope.
Hey, y'all, you've reached Laura Joe. I'm not in right now. Leave a message and I'll call you back.
Oh, Laura Joe.
Oh, man. Okay, we don't want to talk to Laura Joe that's not there. We want to talk to somebody that is there. Let's do 212. It doesn't matter what. Give me 2 more different numbers.
78.
78. Great. Dan.
00.
7800. Couple. I'm pointing. He can't see me pointing. Oh. Jeff, that's you.
483.
Okay. 483. Okay, great. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. 7 and see what we get here.
Folks, we're here all day.
Thank you for Antonio's Pizza. Today we're running 2 medium pizzas and a 2-liter Coke for $18.99, please.
Okay.
This is great.
Do you remember your card?
Yeah, because I wrote it down because I knew I'd forget.
Actually, it's not delivery or pickup. I need you to do me a favor. I'm doing a magic trick, and I need you to name a
pizza?
No, I'm not ordering a pizza. I need you to name a card, a playing card out loud, like 52 cards. Just name it out loud. Don't hang up, please.
Just name a card?
Just name a card out loud.
2 of spades?
2 of spades. Was that the card?
Okay.
Was that it? James, was that it?
That's it.
I think we got it. Thank you, sir. All right, bye. Was that the card?
Yes, it was.
James, was that it?
I think you know full well that was the card.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we got it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Well, that was fun. All right. That was a little moment of magic for Customer Service Week. Let's see. Isabel, totally agree with Konstantinos. And then she has to leave when I'm saying thank you for this.
She saw that magic trick. She's like, that's too spooky. I'm out.
I've done that for my friends. I've never done it for the world. And so you guys are the first ones to see this. So, Hey, it's a little bit of beyond half past the hour. We've been doing this for about 30 to 40 minutes each time. So we're going to start to wrap up. Customer Service Week was this week. Customer Experience Day was Tuesday of this week. It all started back in around 1984 with the International Customer Service Association. And they came up with this idea. It used to be called International Customer Service Week. Then George Herbert Walker Bush, in about 1988, declared this week, the first week, is National Customer Service Week, but it really is international in flair. And that's the history of it all. Final parting comments for the week, if you will. Beyond, it should be more than a week.
Oh, that was going to be my comment. Damn.
Is James the international flair in this edition? Is that
James is? And you know,
Oh,
we
okay.
had Annette Franz on the other day, so we aren't just guys on this thing, and so James, I'll give you a chance since we stole yours by accident. I'll let you wait, and you don't have to go right away. Jeff, how about you?
Have fun. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I like that. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. Harvey McKay said, do what you love what you do. You'll never work a day in your life. And I think having fun is part of that. Having fun doesn't have to be the entire job, but there has to be some element. Every once in a while, let's celebrate when it's all going well. So great. Dan, what's your thought?
Look at every conversation with a customer as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to fix what's wrong. It's an opportunity to learn about what you're doing well and what maybe you need to improve on. And if we can look at customer service in that way and not so much as an unfortunate moment or a negative experience or a cost center, what have you, if you look at every conversation with a customer as an opportunity, I think you'll value your customers more and you'll value the feedback that they give you.
Right. And I just want to add an extra step to that. We understand lifetime value of the customer, right? We understand what that is. That means how much is a customer worth. If you take a look at the average lifetime value of a customer and you say, I don't care if this is a small customer or big customer, on average, my customers are worth X. And we start treating them like that, regardless of how small they are, they're going to be treated a lot better. So, by the way, my friend Justin Robbins is there. Pat Pattison, who's trying to help me get my TV show, Be Amazing or Go Home, on the major networks. So, hey, Pat,
you'd like me to be your first guest on your major network?
We would love for you to be our first sponsored guest. I'll send you a contract and the bill. Just
congratulations, James.
I might want to do it, actually.
Yeah.
We'll come out.
So, and I just want to throw out Stan's here, and he says it's not about customer employee experience. It's about DX, the differentiated experience of your brand, customers, and employees. The DX, man, you need to patent that, trademark it, write a book about it before I do. No, before anyone else does.
I'm trademarking GX then. If he's going to take DX, I'm taking my other initial and make it, and I'm going to have GX. It's a Gingus experience.
The Gingus, and I got the S experience, the Shep experience. It's always amazing. All right. And how about you, James? What's your final thoughts for the week?
For me, I think if you want to turn your customers into super fans, then treat your employees like rock stars. I got it in there.
And by the way, so great. And you know what? You talked about this, I believe, on Monday, where you sent the letter that was sent not to the employee to tell them how great they've been doing, but you sent it to the employee's family and said, your dad, husband, a rock star in our business. And I wanted you to know that, which is a really cool thing to do. Yeah. So, hey, we can see where everybody can be found. Oh, yeah, I've got dangingus.com, toystersolutions.com, jamesdodkins.com, and, of course, hiking.com, but everybody already probably knew that. Here's the thing. We've all got books. What's the latest book of yours, or what's coming out next, James?
You've asked me that multiple times, and it's embarrassing every time because I don't know.
No, it isn't. You've got you've got a program.
You had the title written on Monday. I assume by now you got a draft, right?
Mate, right, okay. So maybe it's going to be Rockstar Customer Experience, turn your customers into super fans, or turn your customer experience up to 11, or
dial it up. Yeah.
The 11 thing, I've got that much further. Thanks
That's
for
good.
highlighting
That's good.
that.
Well, we'll work on it. I can't wait to our next
Good.
live stream to ask you the same question. Jeffrey.
I'm glad you mentioned this. I dropped off the manuscript to the copy editor this week. The guaranteed customer experience, how to win and retain customers by keeping your promises.
Ooh, and boy, I tell you what,
Excellent.
trust and confidence based on keeping promises huge. Dan, you're always working on something exciting.
Yeah, well, winning at social customer care is behind me, but the experience maker is also being handed off to the publisher in very short order, and will be due out at finer bookstores near you in April of 2021.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't have a publisher. I've got a self-publish. Nobody likes me. You guys need to hook me up.
Yeah. Well, we'll be, it'll be next September for me. And it's a book about how to get customers to come back again and again and again and again and again. Repeat business, not to be confused with loyalty, although repeat is an indication, but that's what it's about. How you can create that loyalty, but you start by just getting them to come back. I mean, after all, we can ask them, would you recommend us? Did you love us? Really, the behavior. Did they come back? That's what I want to measure. And when they do, are they buying? All right. Hey, guys, what a great way to celebrate a week, huh? We shouldn't wait another year to do this together. I say we do it on a more regular basis. And I want to thank you all for joining everybody today, and all of our fans and all of our friends that have signed up and shown up. And then we've got Jeff Toyster, Dan Gingus, James Dodkins, great friends, and also great resources when it comes to customer service and experience. So thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us, and here's to the godfather of customer service, Mr. Shep Hyken.
Oh, guys, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Who came up with that phrase? Did you do that? Somebody said that.
I've always thought of you as that. So
It's just known. It's just generally known.
Well, thank you all. And Stan, thanks for coming. Constantinos, Pat Pattison, Justin Robbins, lots of great people. Everybody, until next time, Shep Hyken here reminding all of you to always be what? Amazing. Let's go out there and do some amazing work with our clients or customers and have an amazing weekend. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.